It's Will this morning on the Community Spotlight podcast, and I have a visitor in this morning from Marion Crawford Prevention Program. You are?
Christi Eckert.
Christi, appreciate the time this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we want to talk about ways that you guys are getting in. I know you guys are already in Marion County, but now you're in the Crawford County as well. What is Marion Crawford Prevention Programs all about?
Sure. Marion Crawford Prevention Programs is an agency. We're certified preventionists, and so our goal is to promote youth, to prevent youth substance use. So our agency primarily works closely with schools and with kids through the JTI and TI, or Junior Teen Institute and Teen Institute program. That's peer-led prevention, and so the goal is peers encouraging their peers to stay healthy and drug-free.
Are you seeing numbers with substance abuse and things like that more at the maybe middle school level or at the high school level, or even younger than that, or it just depends on a case-by-case thing?
It's case-by-case, but I mean the biggest thing we're seeing among youth right now is the vaping epidemic with e-cigarettes and use, and we do continue to see younger and younger using those, the vape pens and such. So we are seeing that a little younger than before. And there is an increase on that, certainly, because there's a stigma around that they're healthy and they're not, harmful.
Absolutely. You just don't know what's in that product that you're inhaling into your lungs. You just don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just don't know. Yeah. Talk to me about some of the programs that are being offered by Marion Crawford Prevention.
Sure. We generally service schools in the Marion and Crawford area. So we do a lot of training for staff. We do camps for our kids. So like I mentioned, the JTI and the TI programs. Peer-led, there's camps for both of those each year. And then our youth board kids, who are the kids in JTI and TI that choose to take a next step leadership role, they plan events countywide, like those camps. But then each group in each school also plans school-wide programs. So the youth piece is very involved throughout their schools and throughout the county.
Absolutely. And you guys are involved with every Marion County school. Are into every Crawford County school as well?
Yes, we are. We're in every Crawford County school.
Enrollment in JTI, is that growing? Is it kind of stagnant? Where are we at with that?
JTI is 8th graders only, and that generally is done by recommendation from the schools. So that's the first group. That's where we expose them to our programs. The school generally, recommends kids that would be great for that. And then by the time they hit high school and TI, that's an optional group to join. And in some of our schools, they're quite large groups. We have a couple of schools that have large TI groups. So I would say probably growing, especially after COVID. With COVID, we couldn't get into the schools.
Absolutely.
So we're seeing some growth back in those strong schools that had real strong programs prior.
Well, it's probably also nice to see that kids at the TI level are able to maybe talk to kids at the middle school level as they're coming into 8th grade and say, hey, JTI is something that you really want to be part of.
Yes, definitely. We do utilize those kids, those leaders, with the middle school kids as well as even elementary. So those kids go into elementary schools and do some different things. There's a 6th grade day that we do. And then they do hands-on museum, which is generally like that 1st through 3rd grade kind of science fairy thing for a day. Kind of not science fair, but science projects. So they kind of teach them about prevention through science.
Okay.
So we definitely utilize the youth for that. So.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys are doing with Crawford County's Prevention Coalition.
Yes. So the coalitions were kind of created. We have one in Marion and one in Crawford. We have that real strong peer-led program, like I said, with TI and JTI, but we needed another layer of prevention. So the goal is with the coalition, to educate parents, caregivers, community members, business owners, anyone who comes in contact with kids or just really cares about their community, to get involved. And how can they get involved? How do parents talk to their kids about expectations for drugs and alcohol? How do they keep those conversations going throughout all the years? When do you start? How do you start? That kind of stuff. that's really what the coalition, primarily 80% of our work focuses on that.
And some parents are really in tune to those kind of things, and some parents, they just kind of a deer in the headlights when it comes to those things. So this program will certainly help out.
Yes, definitely. We try to reach parents wherever we can. We have a number of programs. We have one called Hidden in Plain Sight, where it's an interactive bedroom that we set up in places, and we hide signs of risky behavior or mental health struggles. Parents can go through it, and then we kind of debrief them. Why is this concerning? What was that? What could it be used for if you find this in your child's room? So we really try to provide some layers of information. And then also, how do you start those conversations? What's too young? Really, that isn't. There's no age. But how do you start that with a preschooler? How do you say, how do you say, let's make healthy, strong choices?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, and you may be finding kids at that age level, maybe not preschool so much, but elementary school level, who might not be using, but are certainly around folks that are using. They see this kind of behavior, and well, they sometimes they emulate those things.
Right, and they have questions too. So answering your kids' questions, and how do you maybe if you hear something in the media about something, maybe a famous person's overdose, or how can you at appropriate ages, what do you say? How do you say it? Those kinds of things.
If folks want more information about anything we spoke about today during the podcast, where can they get more information at?
Sure. Our Marion Crawford Prevention Programs has a website, and then we also, the coalition, the Crawford Prevention Coalition, has a Facebook page. So both of those items have all kinds of information.
Absolutely. You're looking at the webpage right here. MarionCrawfordTI.org is the name of that webpage. Once again, MarionCrawfordTI.org. Christi, appreciate the time today. Lots of valuable information for folks to have that discussion, sometimes that awkward discussion with their teens and preteens about drugs and alcohol. Thanks so much this morning.
Thank you.